Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. Yeah, I bet y'all are wondering, why am I always laying in the bed when I do videos? I'm gonna tell y'all why. But before we get into it, I need y'all to hit the like button. I need y'all to subscribe, and I need y'all to tell a friend to tell a friend, tell everyone about this video, about this channel, about narcissists, about narcissism, about narcissistic abuse, and about the characteristics and behaviors of narcissists. How to get out, how to get away, how to get to safety, and how to have and lead a normal, happy, healthy life. Normal, happy, healthy life, guys. So yeah, I'm always in the bed every time I do a video, just about almost. It's because I'm doing it when I have free time to do a video. And if I'm not working, I'm in the bed. Because if I'm not in the bed, when I'm not working, I'm not resting my body so that my body can be properly rejuvenated so that I can have the energy to keep this train going that I have going on. Secondly, I'm going through a time in my life where I have an adult child that called himself moving out. I love him dearly, but the disrespect is at an all-time high. The anger, all-time high. The frustration and the depression with him is at an all-time high. So you guys, please pray for my son. He just turned 20 last month in October. Today's November the 1st. So just pray for my son. Pray that God has his hand and mind on him and that he's protected wherever he is. I guess he's trying to prove a point to me that he can be independent of me, but that's my baby. He's going to always be my baby, even if he's 60 years old. But what I want for him to understand is he can go about his independence, just go about it the right way. And apparently he wants to go about it his way. And it's a way that's making things difficult for him. As far as the narcissist goes, I communicate with him simply for my daughter, because my daughter is important to me. So I keep the contact going there just for that. I have my son here with me, so he has our daughter, I have our son, and then my 20-year-old son called himself just moving out. So I have two sons and a daughter. My youngest son is here at home with me. My daughter is at home with her dad. So we're co-parenting that type of way. He has one kid, I have the other. And you know, it's going well. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna keep my eyes and ears open and just stay prayed up and just stay on alert at all times, because you just never know when you're dealing with a narcissist. They switch up on you, they try to set you up for failure, all these kind of things. So when I get off of this video here, I'm about to take me a nap before I go to work, but I just wanted to make sure I did a quick chat with you all, because I don't want too much time to go by before my next video is uploaded. So I'm trying to, as much as I can, be as consistent as I can with you guys, but you know, life be lifing, and sometimes it's just hard to get these videos done and get them uploaded because of time. You know, I'm pressed for time a lot of the time. So yeah, that is the status on everything. But I just wanted to tell you guys to always put self-care and self-love at the top of your list during your healing journey, because it's the only way that you can move from one spot to the next, one phase to the next, one level to the next. You always want to elevate yourself. So give yourself a lot of love and care, a lot of tender loving care, and do the things that you never did when you were with the narcissist. Do the things that you always desired to do that you never had the courage to do. Focus on your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. Work on making your legacy what you would like for it to be. Just work on you. work on the individual. Because I'm sure when you were with the narcissist, you was focused on the narcissist and working on his or her agenda and working on his or her goals, but you weren't working on your own. You was dedicating all your time, love, energy, and effort into this person, but you wasn't doing it for your own self. So you got to get back to you. Get back to finding out who you are, what makes you tick, what you like and dislike, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you irritated, what makes you motivated. All of those things. You have to focus on you. Of course, and foremost, always put God first. Put God first. And then focus on you. And then the rest will just follow. If you put God first in your life and you focus on yourself, all of these things will start coming to you. God's word says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So if we just focus on God and his plan for us and focus on taking care of ourselves, all of these things will start falling into place for you. You know, God will step in for you and make things happen for you, and he'll start giving you blessings that you don't even have room for. So take care of you. Make yourself the priority. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself as a priority. It's not narcissistic to do that. It's actually healthy. But when I say put yourself first, I don't mean do it in a selfish way to where it's unhealthy and then you become narcissistic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do it in a way that you have that nice balance that you need, because there's nothing more than making sure that your needs are met, you're taken care of, and you're good. Because if you're good, then you can be a better mom. If you're good, you can be a better dad. If you're good, you can be a better brother or sister. If you're good, you can be a better grandparent. If you're good, you can be a better teacher. If you're good, you can be a better employee. If you're good, you can be a better boss. Whatever it is you're doing in your life, if you are good, you can be a better person overall, all the way around, across the board. And that's all I got for you guys today. I see y'all in the next video. Peace and blessings to you all. Later. Okay, so I got a bonus clip for you guys. Okay? So, something recently happened and took place that I'm just very disgusted about. As a matter of fact, 2 things happened. And I'm finna discuss these with you guys right now because I feel like it's important that you guys know. And that's the purpose of this channel, is to take situations that come about such as these and try to think about how you would handle these situations, assess these situations, start vetting out people. Because see, when I start running into these type of issues with people, it's teaching me that I have to better vet people. And I have to start vetting people a whole lot more than I previously have. So to make a long story short, these notifications on my phone, sorry. I let my son stay at his friend's house because I didn't have a car when he first moved back home with me. So until I got my car, I made the plan for him to stay at his friend's house. I called his friend's mother and I asked if it was okay if my son could stay there during the week and he come home on the weekends. And once I get the car, my son is going to have to come back home. That's what I said to her. She said yes. She agreed. She was fine with it. We agreed on that plan. I brought him over there. I let him stay there. But what did not happen was my son did not come home on the weekends. It was like 8 or 9 weeks straight since school have started, and he didn't come home on the weekends like he was supposed to. He didn't do a great job of communicating with me, and neither did she. She communicated with me about 1 or 2 things. I think there was a funeral she was going to, and she asked if my son could go, and I told her yes, and I appreciated her for reaching out and letting me know. And there was one other thing she did communicate about, but for the most part, there was no consistent communication, and I didn't like that. And it made me feel like I was losing connection with my son, and the disconnect, I started to feel that. Third thing was I had put myself in position to finally get this car. Like, I worked myself to the bone trying to save and gather monies to get this car. So now I finally got the car. I'm like, cool, now my son can come back home now that I got the car. So I told her a week in advance that, hey, I got the car now. I'm ready for my son to come home. I'm sure you understand as a mom, and just for my mental health, I need my son to be at home. She responded and said, yes, I understand. It's okay. I'm here to help in any way if you need. That was her response. I told her I was coming to pick up my son on a Wednesday, a week in advance, okay? And then I had changed my mind and I said, no, I'm going to actually let him stay a little longer until Sunday because I have to close the store Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm going to pick him up Sunday night instead. Now, I told her this a week in advance when I was coming to get him, and she said, okay. The night of, I picked up my son. I was on the way to come get him. I notified her and I said, hey, I'm on my way to get him. She said, okay. I got there. I let her know that I was outside, parked outside. And when she came outside, I was parked. And she had words to say to me about me picking up my son. Not her son, but my son. So in my mind, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't say much, but in my mind, I'm like, why is she confronting me and trying to tell me about myself, about me picking up my own child? So she got to the car and she was like, well, you said he was going to be here during the week and go home on the weekends. I said, no, that's not what I said. And the reason why I said, no, that's not what I said, because that's half of what I said. That's not all of what I said. You left out the other part that I said. The other part that I said was once I got the car, he was going to come back home. Now that I have the car, he's coming back home. Period. I'm his mama. I make the decisions regarding him, and what I say goes. Period. And what you got to say don't hold no weight because you're not his mother. I am. And we both agreed on this arrangement. And I had this discussion with my son before he left. And him and I also agreed on this arrangement. So my son is crying. His best friend is crying. The other boy who was staying over there, he was crying. The lady who got into it with me, she was crying. It was all hysterical and crying. I get it. My son didn't want to leave. They didn't want him to leave. I understand that. But apparently they all did not understand the assignment because I made it very clear what the plan was. And the thing about it is my son did not come home on the weekend, and that really made me feel a type of way as a mom, especially if I'm in my son's life and I care about him. It's going to make me feel a type of way. And there was no communication. I didn't like that. And then once I finally did come and get my son like I was supposed to, from a legal and moral standpoint, I'm supposed to go get him. She had words to say for me picking up my own child based on a plan that I made very clear. And I don't understand why she had her panties in a wad and in a bunch if I made it clear to her that I was coming to get him once I got my car. So I thought that was a little weird and odd that she was mad at me for picking up my child. My lips are chapped, y'all, so excuse me. So I found that very weird and odd. Tell me what y'all think about that. Like, why would someone be mad at you for picking up your kid if it was her in the same shoes? If the shoe was on the other foot, she would go and pick up her son. So why would she be mad at me for picking up mine? I don't understand that. I thought that was very weird and odd. And the fact that she had words to say to me, that was inappropriate. It was disrespectful. It wasn't necessary at all. It wasn't like she didn't know I was coming. She knew I was coming. She was notified ahead of time, and she was notified when I was on my way, and she was notified the day of. And I gave her money when my son was staying there. I gave her money. So it wasn't like he was there for free. I gave her money to show my appreciation for allowing my son to be a guest in her home. So I gave her money while he was there. It was basically like child support, and basically, She told my son that she feel like I didn't appreciate her for doing what she did for him. Why would you have that conversation with a child, first off? And second off, I don't know how you felt like you were appreciated when I was sending you money while he was there, for one. And two, I told you in text messages how much I appreciate you for doing what you did and allowing him to be a guest in your home. So I have proof in all the text messages showing my appreciation, sending her money, being grateful, all of that. And I have proof in the text messages showing that I notified her far in advance when I was going to come and pick up my son. She said okay to everything that I said. But then she wait till I get there to confront me about her personal issues that she had with me getting my own kid. That just didn't make sense. Next issue was I had a friend who I befriended that I worked with at a previous job that I had. And the friendship lasted until a few nights ago. Until I want to say maybe 3-4 nights ago. I was at a Whataburger. It was late. It was about after midnight. Myself and my 2 sons were in the car. We're all hungry. We're tired. It's late. We're trying to get food at Whataburger. And the friend who I was on the phone with, she lives in Chicago. I live in Austin. So we had plenty of phone conversations because we live in 2 different states and 2 different cities. So she said something about something, or no, my son said something about a chicken sandwich. My 20-year-old son, he said something about a chicken sandwich. The friend who was on the phone with me at the time, she made a smart comment and a sly remark, like in a funny way, like a jokeful way. And my son didn't like it. So he said something. I forgot what he said, but it was very disrespectful. So I turned around and I said to him, "Who are you talking to?" And he said the friend's name. And I was like, oh, okay, because at first I thought he was talking to me because I was about to check him. But even if he was talking to her, I was still going to check him because I teach my children to respect your elders. You don't disrespect your elders. So when he said he was talking to her, I was going to check my son and put him in his place. But before I could do that, she popping off at the mouth, saying all these like harsh, disrespectful things to my son. He going back at her. She going back at him. So they just back and forth going at it. So I had to stop. I said, wait. Hey, Chloe. I got to call you back, or you just got to call me back later. Call me back tomorrow because I got to deal with him. But before I could finish saying all that, she hung up in my face. Before I could even finish saying all that, she hung up in my face. Okay, so that's the first thing that she did that was disrespectful, right? So I called her right back to like ask her like, why you hang up on me? Like I'm not the problem here. I know it's my kid, but I'm about to handle it. Why you gonna hang up in my face like that? That's what I was going to say when I called her right back, but she sent me the voicemail when I called right back. So I said, okay, this is how you feel. Okay, this is what you on. This is what you're doing, or this is what we're doing. Okay. So I blocked her on phone. Oh, and I blocked her on text. I blocked her on social media and email. Now, while her and my son were doing the back and forth at each other, chopping each other's heads off, she called my son out of his name. She called him a bitch, a female dog. First off, if you really my friend, like you claim that you are, and you my kid's TT like you claim that you are, you wouldn't dare think to call my son a female dog, and especially not while I'm sitting here and I can hear it. So if you feel that comfortable and that free to call my son a bitch, then you was never my friend to begin with. So that was the reason why I blocked her, was because she called my son out of his name, and then she had the nerve to hang up in my face and then send me the voicemail. So that was just blatant disrespect across the board. And then my other thing with her is, if you are an elderly person, if you're nearly 60, if you're 58, 57, 56 years old, almost touching 60, why are you arguing with a 20-year-old kid? That doesn't make sense to me. If you arguing with a 20-year-old kid at this age, that makes you smaller than him. You should have a lot more maturity than that. You should be far beyond that. And then you call him out of his name in front of his mother. Like, It just says a lot about her character. So that's why I had her blocked. Then I called my son a few days later because I forgot to tell him the night of. After he moved out, I called him a few days later and I said, make sure you block her because she might try to call you to as a way to access me, to get to me. So block her through text, block her by phone. And he said he already blocked her on social media. And I was like, cool. That way she can't access me no kind of way, not through you and not through me at all. Why am I sharing this with you guys? The point is, with these two stories that I shared with y'all and these scenarios, is this. People have toxic behavior and tendencies, and you gotta pay attention to them when they happen and when they arrive, because it tells you a lot about that person's character and who they are at the core. So clearly, Chloe and my son's best friend's mother have some issues that they never worked out from childhood, that they never healed from, that they never got over. They are clearly showing that they are very toxic people. I'm not going to say that they are narcissists, because the things that they have done a narcissist wouldn't dare do. So I don't think these two women are narcissists, but I do think they are very toxic individuals. So when you're dealing with a toxic person as well as a narcissist, you got to vet out these people. You got to shut them out of your life, especially if you're getting signs and signals and flags that they could disrupt your life in any kind of way or affect your life in a negative way, or if they're having an effect on you in a way that's not healthy for your mental health or your mental state of mind. You got to protect your mind. You got to protect your heart, because people will come at you and they'll throw stuff at you to get you discombobulated, to get you to be angry and bitter, or to get you to be sad and depressed. Because here's the thing about misery. It loves company. You understand what I'm saying? And people, if they are miserable, they're going to want you to be miserable right along with them. So they're going to do things like be disrespectful or say disrespectful things. They're going to do disrespectful things, or they're going to do and say things that they feel like is conducive to them and not to you, in a selfish way, because at the current moment, they only caring about themselves and what they want, or they only caring about themselves and how they feel, but they're not considering the other person. So always vet out people when you allow people into your life, whether if they are friends, acquaintances, what have you, even family too. Be careful of who you're dealing with. Be careful who you allow in your tight circle, and start cutting these people off when they start showing you these type of signs and behaviors, because if you don't cut them off, they will start to affect you. And if you know this old saying, it's you are guilty by association. So if I allowed this woman to stay into in my life after she called my son out of his name, then I'm no different than her. And this woman who tried to harbor my son, if I allowed her to stay in my life or my kid's life, then that says a lot about me as a parent. You understand? So that's all I got to share. I know this was very long, but I had to share these two stories with you guys. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace and blessings to you all. Later. Love y'all.